Happy Rusev Day, everyone, and welcome to NoDQ video here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift.NoDQ. Got your questions regarding the latest happenings in the world of WWE. Make sure you follow my Twitter account @AaronRift, because this Wednesday, one random fan who is following me on Twitter will receive a free NoDQ.com t-shirt. And also on Wednesday, to celebrate NoDQ's 19-year anniversary, I will be doing a special live video. That video will take place on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's get down to your questions. First one today comes from Kit. Can you see it now being Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles at Survivor Series, as WWE sees this as a stronger match than Jinder Mahal facing Brock Lesnar? And this is a first-time asker. I think it's a remote possibility, but my gut feeling is we're not going to see a title change. So I would not get my hopes up personally about AJ Styles winning the WWE title. Now, there's always a chance. Never say never. It is wrestling. Anything can happen in WWE. And yeah, you could still have Jinder Mahal challenge AJ Styles for the WWE title in India. I think one way or another, Mahal will be in the WWE title match when WWE goes to India next month. But he doesn't necessarily need to be champion. Now, with that being said, the whole idea of doing Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal with apparently John Cena as the special guest referee, that's being designed to elevate Mahal even further, have him get the rub off of not only Lesnar, but Cena as well, and potentially set up Mahal versus Cena for WrestleMania, with John Cena finally ending Mahal's reign of terror and becoming the 17-time world champion. That's how I see it playing out. So, yeah, there's a chance. There's always a chance AJ could win the title. But my gut feeling is it's not going to happen. And it was done to simply boost up the viewership for this week's SmackDown Live. Got this one here from the NoDQ guy. With rumors floating around about the world title matches at WrestleMania, it's almost a given that Cena or Roman Reigns are winning the Rumble. ? Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, right now it looks like John Cena or Roman Reigns will win the Royal Rumble. Now, there's that saying, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. WWE is going to be in Philadelphia again for the Royal Rumble, and is it really smart to book John Cena or Roman Reigns as the winner in Philadelphia? Now, WWE's attitude might be, hey, the event is sold out. The fans complained like crazy back in 2015, yet they're still buying tickets. So that might be WWE's attitude. I would not be surprised at all if John Cena or Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble this year. Would not be surprised at all. There's always a chance of a swerve. Again, there's always a chance, just like Lord Christmas might say. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, there is a chance that somebody else might win. My idea all along was for either AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura to win it. You know, somebody who has never won it before, somebody new winning the Royal Rumble. That would be nice. But again, I'm not getting my hopes up. If I was placing a bet in Las Vegas, I would say John Cena or Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble. But it's also early. So let's see what happens over the next month or so and see how WWE builds up the Rumble match. But right now, calling it 2 months ahead of time, I would say Cena or Reigns. This one comes from Michael. Considering how Triple H and the Authority tried to destroy Seth Rollins, isn't it a bit strange that they used him as a Shield member? Not really. WWE is just trying to take advantage of a bad situation. WWE advertised a Shield reunion for the European tour, and WWE wanted to make good on that. So WWE gave the fans the best possible replacement for that. Kurt Angle showed up at TLC as the Shield member, and Triple H showed up as the Shield member. Now, some people are saying, well, this doesn't make any sense in the storyline. What I said when we did the pop video yesterday, I said that it's fine because at WrestleMania, the feud was settled. Seth Rollins won the feud. Triple H never came back for his revenge. That was it. The good guy won, the good guy prevailed, and the storyline was over. So Triple H is a beaten man, and he respects Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins won him over, whatever. Triple H saw the error of his ways. Whatever WWE wants to explain about it, but that's how I saw it. That's how I viewed it, that was the end of that storyline, and it's done. The feud, the rivalry, whatever, it was settled at WrestleMania. And the water is under the bridge, and they're moving forward. So that's how I saw it. Now, of course, the whole thing is silly when WWE promotes it on social media, and it's made a big deal out of, and then what's going to happen? In a couple months, Triple H goes back to being a heel again to feud with Kurt Angle. That, I think, is the only issue I have, the fact that Triple H keeps going back and forth between a heel and a babyface. And same thing with Stephanie. That's the one thing I really don't like about Triple H and Stephanie, how they're portrayed on WWE television and at live events and when they're doing their public appearances and their PR appearances. Got this one here from Michael J. Hey Aaron, since no titles are on the line at Survivor Series, should they add a stip where the loser has to relinquish their title? PAIV1. No, that I think is a bad idea. If you're not going to have the title on the line, the title's not on the line. But the idea that if somebody loses, they lose the title, then the title's on the line. So no, that doesn't really make any sense, and I would definitely not do that. I get it, the pay-per-view is about bragging rights. Like I've said in previous videos, I think the best way to make Survivor Series important and give this pay-per-view some credibility and make it feel like it's something worth watching, you need to have something on the line. Not necessarily a title or having somebody be stripped of the title if they lose, but have something on the line like a major draft pick for the winning brand or something like that, so the winning brand gets more than just bragging rights. That's what I would do, but I would not have somebody be stripped of a title just because they lose. This one comes from Clint. Do you think anybody would ever lose the Money in the Bank cash-in match due to the champion purposely getting DQ'd? And this is another first-time asker. Got quite a few of them today. I don't think so, because I think as bad as the WWE creative team can be sometimes, they're not that dumb. If WWE booked something like that, the fans would not be happy. That would be very unsatisfying for a Money in the Bank cash-in to end in a DQ. Fans would be really upset by that, and it would water down the stipulation. It's not smart. Maybe Vince Russo would do something like that. Who knows? But if it was me, I would never book something like that. I would tease it, but I would not actually go through with it where that's it. The cash-in is over. The guy did not get the job done because of a DQ. I think it happened once, maybe if I'm remembering correctly, with John Cena, where he technically failed to cash it in because of outside interference or whatever. But generally speaking, I'm not a fan of it. I would not do it. And I think fans only accepted that outcome because it was John Cena cashing in Money in the Bank. If it was anybody else, I think fans would have been upset. This one comes from Kyle Allen. If Jim Crockett would put more money into production, would they still be in business? No, because it wasn't the production values that was driving people away from Jim Crockett Promotions / NWA. It was the dusty booking, making fans unhappy with the booking and not giving the fans what they wanted to see. That was what was killing off the NWA back in that period in 87 and 88. Production values, yeah, it does make a difference to a degree because WWF had state-of-the-art production values, and that's one thing that WWE has done better than any other promotion for decades now. I mean, when it comes to production values, WWE is at the top of the game. So yeah, production values, it can make a small difference, but that wasn't the key factor. It was the booking that really hurt the NWA and Jim Crockett Promotions more than anything else. This one comes from Boogeyman79. Hey Aaron, if Authors of Pain make it to the main roster, what do you think of them joining the Shield? I think it's a terrible idea. I don't think the Shield needs any more people. The Shield is 3 guys. Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. You had Kurt Angle show up as a member and Triple H show up as a member because of the circumstances of Reigns getting sick and WWE trying to make good on that. But I would not do a new Shield. The Shield is fine. Their legacy is as 3 guys, and I think it would be a mistake to add new people to it. I'm not a fan of it, and I think the Authors of Pain should just do their own thing and come in as a dominant tag team and make their own legacy. Don't leech off of the legacy of the Shield. That's just my take on it. I don't think it's wise. And yes, we've seen groups like the Horsemen have new members, and NWO had a lot of members, but when you start piling up members into a group, then the group loses its value as well. So I'm just not a fan of it. I think people associate the Shield with the 3 guys, and I think it should be left as that. Got this one here from Andre, at the best Judge AJ. What other legends would you like to see at the 25th anniversary of Raw? Great question. When WWE does these types of shows, typically it's the same legends we see every single time. So I would like to see some different people show up for once. I would like to see legends that we have not seen in a long time. I'd like to see Hulk Hogan back, even though we did see him a couple years ago. I'd like to see Hogan back in general, just because I think he's paid he's done his time, I should say, for what he did, and I think he should be brought back at this point. I'd like to see some of the mid-card legends that we haven't seen in a long time come back. Maybe bring back some Attitude Era stars. Maybe bring back Val Venus. I mean, there's a guy we haven't seen in a long time. We've seen The Godfather every now and then. Maybe bring him back as well. But I'd love to see Val Venus come back. If he's doing better, this would be interesting. What about Jeff Jarrett? I mean, I'm not the biggest Jeff Jarrett fan in the world, but it would be interesting if him and WWE were able to bury the hatchet. We haven't seen Jeff Jarrett on WWE television since 1999. That would be really interesting. What about Lex Luger? That would be really interesting. And Luger was part of the early Raws, so it would make sense to bring him back. I would love to see Lex Luger come back for the special 25-year Raw. Maybe bring back Tatanka. A couple guys that were part of the early era of Raw, the new generation. Obviously, bring back Waltman would make sense. X-Pac, bring back Scott Hall. Bring back the guys that were part of the early Raws, definitely. This one comes from Jared J. Smith. Hey Aaron, do you see Cassius, or is it Cassius? I'm still not sure how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to say Chris Hero. Chris Hero and Cesaro, do you think that they will reunite when Hero comes onto the main roster? Maybe. I mean, right now I'm still wondering, will Chris Hero end up on the main roster? He was in NXT, then he left, then he came back, and it doesn't seem like he's really getting a big push in NXT, so I'm wondering what's going to happen with him, if the company will push him. Yes, he doesn't have the best physique in the world, but WWE has been pushing Kevin Owens very strongly, and Chris Hero is a great talent. I think that there is a chance we'll see him on the main roster at some point, and that would definitely be a natural program for him to work with Cesaro, get in the mix with guys that he's had experience with on the indies. So it would definitely make sense to have him reunite with guys that he worked with in Ring of Honor and PWG and so forth. This one comes from Chris. Does it seem like Braun Strowman benefited the most from the Wyatt family split? Absolutely 100%. I don't think anybody will deny that one bit. Braun Strowman definitely gained the most from going off on his own and getting the singles push. Harper did too for a little while until WrestleMania, when WWE had the chance to put him in that match and make it a triple threat, but WWE decided to keep him in the lower card. He was part of the Dre, and then he disappeared after that, and now he's in a comedy tag team with Rowan. But yeah, definitely Strowman. Strowman's been doing better than Bray. I mean, Bray has definitely been hurt by losing the Wyatt family, I think, because with the Minions, with his group, it makes him feel more important when he's the leader of a faction. Now that he's just off on his own, he doesn't feel as much of a big of a deal. I mean, part of the whole mystique to the Bray Wyatt character is him being able to control people and have that ability. So when he's on his own and he's not controlling anybody and nobody's serving him, it doesn't make his character as effective, in my opinion. So I would say Bray got hurt a lot by the breakup, perhaps more than the others. Rowan was just there. Harper did okay, like I said, until WWE just dropped the ball with him. This one comes from VJBT. What type of shows would you like to see on the network that have not been done? And this is a second time asker. PAIV, too sweet. Interesting question, because I'm not sure I would like to see any more shows on the network. I think there's too many shows on the network. I think it's oversaturated, too much programming. If I wanted to see something, I would like to maybe see a new season of Legends House, but give it more of an edge. I thought Legends House was a good starting point for network shows, but I felt like it was too watered down, and it would be nice if we got to see more drama, even if it's the scripted drama. Just make the show a little bit edgier and more in your face, and let the guys cut crazy promos on each other, you know, especially the old timers that can cut the old school promos without a script. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see something with the Legends, not necessarily Legends House, but maybe some kind of show with the Legends just being able to cut promos on each other and put them in really weird situations where they feel uncomfortable. I think that would be interesting. And it would just be fun nostalgia to see the Legends. So, something with the Legends. This one comes from Josh. Do you think Billy Gunn has the chance or should become a 4-time Hall of Famer? Once for the Smoking Guns, once as a singles wrestler, once as DX, and once as the New Age Outlaws. Is your nickname by any chance Billy Gunn? Just asking. This is the standard answer I give. If Coco Beware can go into the Hall of Fame, so can Billy Gunn. I don't think he's going in more than once, though. If he does go in, it's not going to happen with the Smoking Guns. Maybe DX. I mean, for DX, I could potentially see all the members, maybe even China, everyone getting to be inducted at the same time. But I think most likely if Billy Gunn goes into the Hall of Fame, which I think he will, you know, forget about the whole Coco Beware thing. Billy Gunn had a pretty solid career, and the New Age Outlaws were a great tag team. Definitely one of the most memorable tag teams of the Attitude Era. So I would say it's probably going to happen. I think Billy Gunn will go in as part of the New Age Outlaws. I think that's the most likely scenario for Billy Gunn going into the WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, hell, Bushwhackers went in. New Age Outlaws have to be pretty much a guarantee. This one comes from Pro Wrestling Prick. Do you think Nancy Benoit, aka Woman, should be in the Hall of Fame? She did contribute a lot to the business and was a great valet. Maybe. I think that she had a fairly decent career as a manager. However, she's in that category of deceased superstars, and I think that when you look at people that have not gone in yet, China has to be at the top of the list of women that have passed away that have not gone into the Hall of Fame. I think Woman, aka Nancy, I think she's somewhere in the middle of potential candidates for the Hall of Fame. I don't think she's at the top. So it might happen someday, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And the other thing is, which is going to hurt her unfortunately, which it really shouldn't, but her going into the Hall of Fame is going to get people talking about Chris Benoit again, and his name is going to naturally be brought up. And, you know, WWE's trying to downplay Benoit as much as possible. So I think WWE is going to avoid referencing Benoit or something that might indirectly cause people to start talking about Benoit again. So I think that's really, unfortunately, going to hurt her chances. So I think there's a small chance down the line, 15, 20, 25 years from now, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon if it does happen. That'll wrap it up for this edition of No DQ Video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please share it on social media. Tell a friend about No DQ Video. Spread the word. I have several live videos coming up this week, including Wednesday, which will celebrate 19 years since NoDQ.com first launched. Stay tuned to my social media accounts at Aaron Rift on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also check out my personal YouTube channel at Aaron Rift. And on that note, I will see you guys next time.